Here we go. Craig, I'm noticing that this is starting to carry over on the radio station now too, where you making these comments. I want the FCC to pull your ass out of there.
Making what comment?
These Craig Black comments.
Oh yeah. Just don't think. All right.
What is that message in the corner?
I'm just glad you're listening.
Craig, I thought about you this morning, man. You ever use that K tape?
What the hell is that K tape? What is that?
The stretch tape.
Oh yeah. My
K2.
My therapist put that stuff on my shoulder for me. Yeah.
It's KT tape.
It's pretty good. Have you? But
that shit work. That shit.
No. I'm just saying, like, with all your ailments and stuff, man. Do you like when you get on it, like, because you can get it in a big bundle and stuff, man. So do you keep it on when you ride?
Nah, I use it when they was putting it on me. I haven't bought anything personally myself.
Listen, we use it for track a lot for CVS. Yeah. If you want to put it on your knees, you just got to find the right way to put the tape on. I use my braces for my knees and stuff. Nah, but Slim, listen, you can do it. Well, you can do it without feeling all that bulkiness on you and be comfortable moving.
Because I'd be worried about you, man. Because you be wearing so much shit. I think you look combustible out there. You look like you're gonna fucking just explode because you're so hot. Because it's hard to be wearing like long sleeve shorts. I mean, long sleeve tights and shit.
Yeah,
hey, but believe you this. I'm always in front of you if I combust, so you don't have to worry about that.
That is the truth. That is one thing that we can say about Craig. That dude is
he can ride that damn.
That tape, get it in. That I had the tape. I ride the tape on my shoulder sometimes. I wear my nice. I love my shoulder bracelet I got. Man, I love the bracelet. I love my knee bracelet. I feel uncomfortable when I take it off. When I try to ride with it off, I feel uncomfortable. I'm so used to having it on. It doesn't feel right with having it off. You know what I'm saying?
It's more. I wore this morning like I was having problems, like kept straining my calf. And when I worked out this morning, man, I put that K tape on there, man, and it got me through the workout and stuff, man.
Huh? Yeah. What's up? Text me.
Yeah, but we use it a lot for track, man, and we did it a lot with hamstrings, like with the knees, shoulders or whatever with basketball, and it gives you the range of motion where you can do everything and you're not really hurting that muscle with the tape pulling it.
My therapist say when I go for my shoulder, they put it on me every time. Every time I go there, they put it on me. So I have it probably on like once a week.
So if the therapist, I don't know if it's the same thing.
It is the same.
It's the tape. It's the same thing. It's KT tape. And they got
because he keeps saying every time you go. How long do you keep it on the entire duration that you're there, like for the rest of that day?
No, I keep it on for like 3 days. You say wear it for 3 to 4 days. And you can take it off.
Okay.
So Craig, if you go to a therapist and he puts it on, how come you don't think about putting it on your own at home? I mean,
because I got my brace. Because I don't.
It's mental.
I wear my brace.
It's mental, Glenn. He already said it's mental, but it's a
man.
Good
You
thing,
getting old, Craig. You know.
I know. No, Glenn ain't got no knees, and he talking.
Hey, look,
there's no knee, nigga.
If you try for like a 20 and under ride, just try for a 20 and under ride, where you're not gonna feel like a lot of extra pressure.
I'm gonna keep doing me right now. I'm feeling good. Hey, but this dude ain't got no knees talking about that. He go 3 laps around talking about my knees about to fall off. Come on now, dude.
Hey, yeah. I've had surgeries. I had 20 ACL. I have ligament damage. How about you?
Yeah. Hey, that means you're old.
How about you? No, I had it when I was 20s.
You did that when you was young. So it's even worse now. So it's no better. What are you talking about? It's no better. You 80 now, so what you talking about? You running on your elbows. All right, let's get this thing started, man.
Let's go, man.
You got an elbow implant. All right, let's get this thing going, man.
Man, you ain't know that was gonna start an argument, did you? Your intentions wasn't to start an argument with that, did you?
It's Bama talking all this shit. All right, so we are back at it. It's that podcast that's so damn good that only some WildCatz can do it. We coming to you live from the Zoomverse via YouTube, and I am Craig Black, and always in the building. I got my family with me. I got my man Keith, aka Cat Daddy Keith, aka Coach Keith. What's up, Keith?
What's up, Black?
What's going on, man? Also in the building, I got my man G, aka Glenn, aka he spells his names with 3 or 4 or 5 N's, aka he the baseball parent coach, super coach. Yeah. What's up, Glenn?
What's up, bro? Knees Black.
All right. And last but not least, I got in the building And AKA the old man, AKA he a coach too, AKA he gives advice about everything and anything and everything, but don't know nothing about nothing. What's up, Ant?
What's up, Lance Blackstrong?
All right, let's break it down for these peoples, man. This podcast is about us and our friendship over the last 35, 40, 45, 50 plus years. And it's about the topics we want to cover because we don't give a goddamn about what you think. It's all about what we think. When I say we back at it, we've been on a little hiatus for a while. So we're putting it down today. Got a big show for y'all. We're going to start in the NBA. Let's just go right to it and talk about my man Chris Paul and how he is balling right now. Let's talk about what Chris Paul is doing on the court from the last series to what he's doing in the first 2 games against the Bucks. I believe Chris Paul is just taking this game to another level. He's playing like I've never seen him ball before. So I'm gonna let you start with it, Keith, because you act like you didn't want to talk about Chris Paul. So you're not a fan of him because you know you're a LeBron fan, so you know you don't like Chris Paul. So man, so what you think about his game over the last couple of games?
Where all that come from? I don't have a problem with Chris Paul, and I think he's doing the same thing that he's been doing.
Thank you.
Throughout his whole career, this is just the first time that he's able to get over the hump. But I don't see him doing anything different from what he's been doing the past 15, 16 years since he's been in the league. We already know, he's probably one of the best to ever do it, from the time that he's been playing. But, right now is he got an opportunity with some injuries and some other stuff that's going on. It was a different season. And the difference that he made with those guys, you could see Phoenix being different last year in the bubble where they went through that run and had a good run at the bubble. And then you throw him in that mix of showing all those number 1 picks how to be professionals and how to win. And, I'm not surprised that that's going on. And I'm also happy for Monty Williams, that's PG County dude, came from Potomac, that's, coaching his butt off with them guys. I'm good to see. It's good to see some new blood in there right now instead of seeing the same old Warriors and the Lakers.
They go ahead and say the same old LeBron. They go ahead and say it. You don't want to see the same old.
You sound like Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp right now, where everything got to go back to LeBron James and Tom Brady.
We get tired of seeing
Chris Paul right here.
We get tired of seeing LeBron. This is a breath of fresh air right now. All right,
I'll take. It's good to see a new champion, man.
I'm gonna let Glenn go. Go ahead, Glenn.
Don't skip over the part he was saying is that he's doing the same thing he's been doing. I mean, it's just that he's always been key injuries, and this year he got hurt, but he was to be able to come back from it. That is the difference. He's unguardable right now, and he's doing everything. He makes that shot you gotta have. He's making that shot. He's getting to the basket. He's doing everything right now. He's doing textbook point guard.
I guess, Glenn, what I'm seeing from him is I was expecting this to be coming from Devin Booker in the clutch for the last couple of games that he's been playing. I expected this to be Devin Booker's type of performances that Chris Paul has been putting on. Not saying that Chris Paul can't do it, but being though Devin Booker's the young dog on the team, I thought he would be the one that'd be stepping up.
So you say he's not?
He is, but all I'm saying is Chris Paul is in the last couple of games. I'm not saying he's better than him. I'm just saying the last couple of games, Chris Paul has been the superstar of the team. I thought Devin Booker would be this one in the playoffs.
What's wrong with that?
No, and I mean right now it's no different.
I'm gonna let Ant go. Go ahead, Ant. What you got to say about that, Ant?
I think, and not to sound like a broken record, man, but he's been doing what he's been doing all his career and stuff. But I think the thing that probably is most significant this year is he's doing it with a young core.
Right.
Like if you look, there are no, with the exception of DB, there are no perennial all-stars on this team. So this is probably one of the better teams, without marquee players, and I think if you take a look across the league, the only team that's probably comparable are the Hawks that has like maybe one player, that's like a perennial all-star and stuff. So I think that's more impressive than anything than what we've seen over the last 5 or 6 or 10 years, where players kind of recruit other players, other great players to kind of play with them and stuff. OKC basically just dumped Chris Paul onto the Suns and was like, all right, good riddance, take his contract. And he's about to parlay that into possibly another $100 million contract. So I'm happy with what he's doing and stuff, man.
Nah, but I think what we missing too, Ant, is because they weren't put together that way, or they didn't recruit each other to put that team together. They still, if you look at it right now, looking at the stats and the way that these games have been playing, they have a big three in Chris Paul, Devin Booker, and DeAndre Ayton. They have a big three.
Yeah, but who are your all-stars? Like, you got Chris Paul and DB.
I'm talking about
Ayton is not an all-star.
He's playing like it right now. He's playing like the best big in the league.
Yeah, but if you take a look at the teams that went to the championship, probably with the exception of Toronto about 2 or 3 years ago, each one of those teams has anywhere from 2 to 3 all-stars on those teams and stuff.
Well, maybe we see in the beginning of their all-star run, but I think they have a big 3 right now. Looking at these guys,
they got a big 3, but not. They don't got a.
They don't have the traditional big 3. Like players conspire together to come together in the off season to be able to be on the team and all that.
If you look at the Golden State during their run, they had Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, and Steph.
But they won it before Klay.
If you look at the Heat, all of those are all-stars. If you look at the Heat, they had 3 all-stars and stuff, with the exception of, like I said, Toronto a couple of years ago with Kawhi. They didn't really have a lot of all-stars and stuff. So,
but the reason I say that though, is both Ayton was the number 1 pick or the number 2 pick?
He was number 1.
He's number 1 overall pick.
Yeah, it's a lot of
number 1 overall.
I get that. I get that. But what I'm saying is, you're not going to be a first overall pick if you're not looked at to be a potential or projected to be one of those all-star players. Devin Booker was a top 5 pick when he came out of Kentucky. So we may be seeing the beginning of that big 3 and their all-star run. But we're looking at a big 3 with the way that they're playing ball right now. Whether they've been picked as official all-stars or not, that's what I see on the floor.
If they win the championship, you don't think they're gonna be voted all-stars next year? Probably so. Yeah.
I don't think this year's championship won't have an effect on next year's all-star game. But
everybody know who they are. I mean,
but the way that they playing, yeah. And everybody knew who they was coming into the league. That's why they were top 5 picks.
I agree with you. It's a big 3, but typically when we think of like big anything, we put big.
No, I got you. I got you.
All-stars. They don't got all-stars and stuff. You could probably, if you take, Mikal Bridges out of there and stuff, you got a tough time naming who their 5th player is. Who's their 5th player?
But when you talk about big 3, I take it. I look at it as a position of players in the off season talking to each other and coming together on a team to actually play together.
No, that's the super team. That's not a big 3.
That's what I call a big 3. Big 3 super nice. Now you go down to another damn category, man.
Yeah, that's That's
what I look. That's how I look at a big 3 when it comes together. But this team, like you said, they don't have the all-stars. But you said something else, Keith, that these playoffs are not going to measure them being all-stars next year. I believe that does. I believe it will, just because of the fact the fan vote. And once you see them balling right now, if they have an ounce of success what they had this year, next year, they're gonna be all-stars, man.
Devin Booker was an all-star this year.
I'm talking about Chris Paul.
I don't think Chris Paul has been an all-star in the past, but I'm saying what they do in this championship, by them winning the championship, don't make them an all-star the next year. I mean, Draymond Green wasn't an all-star the very next every year.
I'm saying it will have an impact. I'm not saying it's gonna make it. It has an impact. That's all I'm saying. It will have an impact.
I'm saying we're looking at the beginning of them because they were picked in that top 5, in the top 5 in the first round. They were top 5 picks when they came into the league, or top 10 picks when they came into the league. DeAndre Ayton was number 1 overall. That's why I'm saying that they're not new to the basketball world when they were picked that high.
Okay. All right, it's a WildCatz podcast coming to you live from the Zoomverse.
For you, Black, before you transition.
Lord, I got to transition, man. Let me go to the other side of the playoffs. Some WildCatz podcast coming to you live from the Zoomverse. We're going to the other side of this playoff picture. We're going to the Bucks and I guess the Greek freak, Giannis. We're going to talk about his comeback, his hyperextended knee. Now, when he went down, I thought, from my point of view, I thought he was going to be done for the playoffs. I was surprised, like everybody else was, to see him actually start in the NBA Finals. But so that led me to think, well, maybe this injury wasn't as serious as everybody thought it would be. And this just
they said it was no structural damage. So why would you think it was? Why would you think it was the season injury if it was no structural damage?
Because the way he went down and the hyperextended knee or something.
It's a strain.
And the way he plays, and the way he plays, explosive how he is, I thought he would not be able to be the same Giannis that he is. And coming back for these last 2 games, he's been showing that he's almost back up to full strength after game 2. He looked like he wanted to really take over. He was really playing that type of bully ball and out there doing what Giannis does. So,
Anthony, can you tell him what a strain is?
Okay, now he's Dr. Anthony. Let me listen.
No, I'm saying we've said this before. What a strain is, when they said it was no structural damage, why are you looking for him to be out an extended amount of time?
Everybody thought he was going to be out a certain amount of time. Nobody thought he was going to come back and play like he was.
The next day they said there was no structural damage.
So everybody, so everybody thought he was going to play the next game. Everybody thought he was going to be in the first game. Nobody thought that, man.
He missed 2 weeks.
Come on, man.
He did miss. Yeah.
But like thought he was going to play game 1.
Honestly, I think Milwaukee, and there are probably going to be some people that disagree with me on this, is Milwaukee is not as good a team with a strong Giannis, with a healthy Giannis.
Where everybody got to do something.
Yeah, because right now with him feeling strong, him feeling good, the ball don't move. Those 2 games that he was out in the Atlanta series, Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday was able to kind of step up, and Brook Lopez actually was able to step up, and you saw some good basketball. But now that you got a healthy Giannis or a healthier Giannis back in the lineup, the ball sticks and don't move, and it's like you said, Giannis trying to play bully ball and stuff. So I don't know if a healthy Giannis is really bodes well for Milwaukee.
And look, that takes a 7-footer.
I think they're going to get 1 game. I think they might get this next game in Milwaukee just off of the emotion. But I see the Phoenix, the Suns getting them at 5.
But while we talking about that now, he just went out the game, and it looks like he's walking down a tunnel or something.
Damn.
Why are we talking about it right now?
Damn. So WildCatz Podcast coming to you live from the Zoomverse.
I didn't want to get my attention.
We did not wish that on Giannis, but damn. All right.
Craig had to go there.
Glenn, you got anything to say about Giannis coming back and playing how he's playing before?
I mean, I agree 100% with Anthony and keep it saying. I mean, I didn't think he'd be gone maybe first game, but I thought he would be back because, like I said, no structural damage. It's a strain, so therefore you just worry about, because it's a strain, you worry about the knee instability. So that's what it was, more or less getting the strength in, band it up, make sure he don't tear something after. That's the problem. When you straighten it and you come back to it, if you'll come back right, that's what happens. Then you tear everything up. You tear everything up.
Because you overcompensating, trying to get, trying to cover up and make up for that other stuff. But I don't know.
It's weakness in the knee too when you straighten it. So.
All right, so we're gonna switch gears and we're gonna stay on basketball. We're gonna jump into the USA basketball team real quick, and talk about their loss in an exhibition game to Nigeria. They lost 90-87. Should they be worried about that? Should we be worried about that? Do we think, because the team is loaded? And when I didn't see the whole game, but I saw some highlights. I saw Kevin Durant. I saw Damian Lillard. I saw Jason Tatum. It's an all-star teams out there, and they, I guess they played a team that was balling that
it was
played together. A team that played together.
It was a lot of ball dominant people, though, and they got to take a while to share the ball, see who's take over, who get it. Everybody find their role, so of course it's going to be, I'm not worried.
It's an exhibition game.
I'm not worried about it, but you got to also think too that wasn't the Nigeria that you think about when we usually think about Nigerian basketball. They had Bam Adebayo on that team. They had the dude, what's the dude, Precious something from Tennessee.
I know you're talking about that.
They had
I thought Bam was on our team.
No.
You sure about that? But go ahead. I'm sorry. Maybe I missed. Maybe I didn't see that right. But
it's I don't think it's nothing to worry about, man. I don't think it's nothing that we got to be worried about by the time we get to the Olympics at all.
Okay. All right. So we're not gonna worry about that.
After the Michael Blackson meme, I think they're gonna turn it up on everybody now.
I missed the meme.
Y'all see Michael
Blackson? Explain the meme. Explain the meme.
It's a picture of Michael Blackson with a basketball going to the lane, and with a Nigerian. They put his head on one of the Nigerian players' head in the layup, leaning through the lead.
That's
I think, and look, he got over 500,000 likes on that. They gonna turn it up on him now.
Michael Blackson, the fool. All right. So WildCatz Podcast coming to you live from the Zoomverse via YouTube, and let's talk about it. Let's talk about a little hot button that was going through the sports world with Rachel Nichols' remarks concerning her job. And the pressure she was feeling from ESPN to give Maria Taylor, I guess, more shine in a position that she has. And I guess she didn't want to actually give up her position for somebody else. And you can understand that. If I'm in a position and I'm the leading. I got the star role. Why should I want to make room for somebody else to step in and take my job? Just because ESPN has diversity issues that's been going on for a long time. I guess she said this. It was actually recorded after she left on her Zoom, I guess a little Zoom meeting camera, and they went back to the ESPN and they recorded it and they leaked it out. And when that happens, what you say behind doors, we all get caught up in that. If they hear some of the stuff we say behind, off the mic, off camera, shit, I don't think any of us will have any type of job anywhere right now. But some of the shit that we say, you know what I'm saying? So I think sometimes what happens behind doors needs to stay behind doors. And maybe sometimes it's the truth, and maybe sometimes you need to hear the truth about that. But I'm gonna get y'all opinions about it. I'll let you go first, Glenn.
I don't really have too much to say on it. I mean, she voiced her opinion that, hey, I'm doing this, I've been busting my ass doing this, and she feel like she's giving it to Joy Taylor. It's given to her because of the fact of trying to repair their reputation. And
it was Maria.
I mean, Taylor. I said Maria Taylor. I said, what I say? It's the
Joy Taylor.
Yeah, Maria Taylor. And I think Maria Taylor she's also taking advantage of the she get her $1 million plus IG. She got a fan follow, so she's demanding top dollar. So I mean, she has a following. So I can understand them. I don't have a problem selecting her for that because she has the pull and the resources to say, hey, I'm worth that money, give it to me. But it's just that she's saying you taking away money out, you taking my position, my situation that where I've carved out a niche for myself. And you're just going to give it away and just off the pattern of what I've already done. So that's all I feel.
Well, I don't know, man. Once again, it happened behind doors. It didn't happen like in anybody's face. The remarks were made, and they're both women, and they're both in the sports world, and it's kind of hard for them to navigate through that sports world anyway. Because it's a male-dominated field. And then the ESPN having diversity issues and all that going on, I can understand her frustration. But I'm gonna let Keith speak now before I go into what I think she was saying when it comes to the Black Lives Matter movement. But go right ahead, Keith. How do you feel about what Rachel Nichols said?
Oh, Lord have mercy. I'm glad you said that before you asked me to talk, so I can shoot that shit down real quick before you can get started with it. But she said it in a hotel exercise room. She was working out. She was talking to LeBron James PR people. That was how it came out. It was somebody that she had a relationship with that she was comfortable talking to, and she said in confidence. Nobody knew that it was anything running no
going back to the ESPN studios, huh?
No, I mean, nobody knew that it was something live that was being recorded, or it was a hot mic somewhere that a phone was recording it. And so she was talking about not wanting to lose her job. Now, we're not talking about somebody that's just starting to get going in the game. She's been doing this for a long time, as well as Maria Taylor doing the college football and some of the NBA reporting. So I didn't have a problem with her saying, I'm not trying to give up what I'm trying to do, because the company, I mean, that's no different from if we had worked with our job and I like what I'm doing right now, and then they're going to give part of what I'm doing to somebody else when this is what I put my stamp on. I've helped create this. I've helped, put that on the map to the way it is. And now I got to give it to somebody else and share it with somebody else. That's not what I'm trying to do. And I'm not willing to offer it up. Now, if that's what you want to do, so be it. But I'm not cool with it. And the crazy part is in the middle of why all this is going on, Maria Taylor is in a contract dispute with ESPN over the amount of money. Like they said they offered her $5 million and she turned that down. And she wants Stephen A money.
She won 10-12.
Right. So, I think it had a lot to do. I think that was why it was blown out of proportion as much as it was blown out of proportion. But I didn't have a problem with anything that Rachel Nichols said. I didn't think she said it in a negative way towards Maria Taylor or towards to Black. I didn't think it had anything to do with Black Lives Matter. I just thought it was somebody talking to a friend that did not want to give up their job that they love doing.
And Craig, Black Lives Matter does have nothing to do with employment. It's about cops,
I'm gonna come at it from this perspective, man. I'll be honest with you, and some may be upset with it, man. I didn't really follow Maria Taylor before this whole incident. But Rachel Nichols was a fixture on the sidelines and reporting on basketball. And to Keith's point where she's saying that she wants Stephen A money, I'm not going to get up and turn on my show to see her versus Stephen A. And I don't even like Stephen A. You know what I mean? I would go see Stephen A before I went to go see her. So I get it where Rachel Nichols is basically saying, look, I'm doing my job. I'm doing it well. I'm doing it at the highest level. I'm at the peak of my career. And now you want to bring somebody in because you, as a company, you know, you screwed up from a diversity perspective and stuff. I didn't do anything wrong. Right. It wasn't like my ratings was bad. It wasn't like I had some type of scandal. It's just like, I don't disagree with, you know, her frustrations and stuff. And put like this, Maria Taylor, because I haven't really followed her or really kind of seen her on the sidelines, I don't know if she has as much credibility as Rachel Nichols. You know what I mean? But that's just me.
Yeah, she was more known for college football than NBA.
Yeah. I know her from IG. Famous suits.
But she went to the University of Georgia.
It was Jason Taylor's little sister.
No, that's you going back to Joy Taylor. That's not Maria Taylor.
Oh, damn.
You got a whole nother broad in your head. They about to go after you. Cut your mic off.
I go.
Ain't that the chick from The Herd? That's the chick.
Yeah, she on ESPN. Yeah,
she on Fox too.
Yeah, she left already.
My bad.
But she is easy on the eyes, Glenn. I see why you stuck over there. It's some WildCatz podcast coming to you live from the Zoomverse. Well, Black Lives Matter might not have anything to do with it, man, but you know, it is.
You said might. You said might not. It has nothing to do with it.
I'm gonna go ahead. But from a perspective, I believe it's part of the quote that we didn't hear, where she mentioned that Black Lives Matter and some other portion of the diversity movement at ESPN is so whack. You know, she said ESPN doing all this stuff because of the Black Lives Matter movement, because of their diversity issues.
Never say Black Lives Matter. Diversity issues,
man. Like
why can't I finish my statement? Whenever I try to finish my statement, they just cut me right off. I don't understand that. He always does that, man. I don't know. Can I mute him? I can mute him. I can mute him. I did that. I know I can mute that dude. I just figured that out. I need to mute you too. Both of y'all. It ain't Glenn, so I can talk real quick. But no, I was just saying, it sounded like she was kind of just brushing off the whole Black Lives Matter thing. You know, kind of, it sounded like that her and the guy were talking to, it was like, you know, that's done. Let's move on, because just because y'all messed up ESPN, don't put that pressure on me. That's all I was saying. No more, no less. Okay. So we'll keep it going. All right. So WildCatz podcast coming to you live from the Zoomverse. We're going to switch gears and we're going to move on to Scottie Pippen in his memoir, The Unguarded, coming out talking about MJ. And I'm going to go straight to his dislike, his not good feelings about the whole Last Dance. And I'm glad Scottie Pippen spoke up and said something to that effect, that he didn't agree what was going on with how MJ portrayed Pippen in The Last Dance, because I think he kind of made Pippen look like a little sideshow, like a little nothing over there. And he went on to say that there's no MJ without no Pippen. There's no 6 rings without no Pippen. There's nothing without no Pippen.
Jordan said that.
Hey, Scottie said that, but he was a lot of like playing in the background when it came, making him seem like he was a crybaby and all that about his money. And I'm glad Scottie is just speaking up against everything that all went down in that whole Last Dance. And I'm glad he's, you know, doing that and just making that statement. But y'all go ahead and say what you want to say. Go right here, Anthony. You got the look on your face. Go say what you want to say.
No. Honestly, I think, you know, there's always his side, her side, and the truth. So Scottie has a perspective and he has an opinion and views on the things that he's talking about. And he probably feel vilified by what Jordan said. Because I'll be honest with you, Jordan, like in that Last Dance, they didn't paint him in a good light. But a lot of that stuff seemingly was facts about him not wanting to go into the game to shoot a last shot, about him getting the injury during the season and stuff rather than getting in an off season. So there was a lot of stuff that, like, you know, just like, so Scottie, you want us just not to talk about it, or we wanted us to just brush it over and stuff? Now Scotty probably got some stuff on MJ that's probably not all that great that'll make me probably kind of listen to the book. I probably will, in some form or another, either listen or buy the book and stuff so I can kind of hear the dirt on MJ. But I think right now the dude just trying to sell some books, to be honest with you. His pocket's a little light. He going through a divorce or got divorced. His pocket's a little light, and he got to recoup that money.
Oh, he also got that. We selling some bourbon or something.
He's selling bourbon too, and I think he's been drinking that before he started talking on all these interviews because the Bama sound like he's drunk.
Oh, wow.
Like even the stuff that he's jumping out there, he's talking about these current players and all of that. Some stuff he don't need to address. And when you address it, you open up that door to be put underneath of that microscope that everybody's putting them under, or that magnifying glass that they're putting them under now.
Only thing I say he's talking crazy, and that's the thing he said about Phil Jackson. I think he called Phil Jackson a racist, and I was like, "Come on now, dude. Come on." I don't know Phil Jackson from a day in it, but I just don't see him being racist. You know what I'm saying?
You didn't hear the part Phil Jackson said about Black Lives Matter?
No, what did he say?
I'm just playing. I'm just messing with you. I ain't
I
know you were so harping on that so long ago.
My bad. I thought
I knew your
we was gonna have to cancel Phil. I thought we was gonna have to cancel Phil, man. My bad.
But I mean, and the crazy part is how they doubled down on that statement, saying that yes, he did believe that Phil Jackson was a racist, but the reason why he said he felt that way was because he gave Tony Kukoc the shot instead of him. He doubled down on it on the interview when they asked him about it. And he doubled down on it, saying, yes, that's why. That's my reason for saying he is a racist, because he wanted Tony Kukoc to start his career off instead of letting me continue to flourish in my career off of one shot.
Oh, now see that's just some hateration. Maybe he's not a racist because of that. Maybe he was.
Well, that was his reason. That was the reason that he gave, and he doubled down on it.
But you know what? No, don't get me wrong. Phil Jackson has had some questionable quotes. Some stuff that I don't know if I would necessarily call it racist, I would call it like it's just like an old school, huh?
Old school.
Yeah, it's just like an old school mentality. Like, when like
what do you say? What do you say?
He made a comment, something along the lines of, I think even like most recently when he was with the Knicks, he called them a gang or whatever, or thugs or something. It's just just old school. I don't have the exact quotes, but some of the quotes he mentioned kind of reference to like an old school, like I can imagine like an older person would say, and not like an older racist person or a racist person would say and stuff. So I can understand coming from Arkansas how Scotty could probably, perceive some of that as being
racist. Yeah. Because you talking about an old school New Yorker that's talking about a old school Arkansas dude that's from down south.
I just think, man, the Last Dance and the way Mike portrayed him, he had to come back and say something. I mean, maybe he does need the money. Maybe he does need that, but the way they made him look in that whole Last Dance, he had to come back and say something to defend himself. I mean, damn. I mean, even if it's factual, he did not go into the game. He didn't get to take the shot. He got maybe the injury should have did it at a different time. But damn, it's like shit. You shitted on me half the damn series. So what the fuck? Am I just sitting here and just get shitted on? Come on. So it's like,
I mean, but he was. If you look at 1993 or 1992 through 98, he was a sidekick. I mean, it was Jordan's team. It was Jordan's Bulls. He was the sidekick. He was the third wheel, second wheel, whatever you want to call it.
He was second wheel. Come on now. If I was Scottie Pippen, does Jordan win all them championships?
He said he wouldn't have.
Nah, come on now. So that's why. That's what I'm saying. You got to give him a little. You got to play him up a little bit more than what you did. That's my issue with MJ. You got to play him up just like he in Sticko form to get his money. Just like he in Sticko form to give him that payday like he should have.
All your other issues gonna come out now. Come on. You need therapy, man. We need to sit you on the couch.
Just like that Bama selling shoes during the damn pandemic. Yeah, just like that. All right, so WildCatz Podcast coming to you live from the Zoomverse. Hey, we're gonna take it to another topic. We're gonna switch gears. We're gonna talk about it real quick. Sha'Carri Richardson. She's well, we learned over last week that she was officially left off the USA track team, and she's not playing. She's not running. I'm sorry, she's not running. So I just want to know y'all thoughts. Y'all think it's okay? It is what it is. She's not gonna run, or y'all feel like she's been blackballed just because she's a black girl and how she carries herself.
Blackballed
how you
by
feel?
Who? How? Blackballed by who?
I'm just asking a question. How you feel? I'm just asking a question.
The rule wasn't made for her.
Yeah, the rule wasn't made for her, and the people that suspended her didn't like the blunt. So if they didn't. So if
it was edibles, man. She had edibles. It wasn't a blunt. It was edibles.
Whatever. It wasn't no edibles. She smoked that little doobie. But if you know that you're getting tested for weed, you can't indulge in it.
Man, she found out from a reporter during the interview that her mother died. Her biological mother died.
So listen.
Mental health, mental strain.
No, listen to me. So when you say somebody's biological mother, that tells me that this person was not in your life. So that's you don't say biological mother.
Oh yes,
you don't say that. You say my mother. So
exactly.
That relationship was not there.
Exactly.
So now all of a sudden you need therapy for this now because that happens. Now, and don't get me wrong, like everybody mourns their own way. But I think that I think that was more of a scapegoat or more than an actual reason why you did it. You did it because you wanted to smoke or you wanted to get buzzed or whatever. But if you know that you're this close to going to the Olympics and possibly changing the dynamics of your whole family, you opening up a worldwide endorsement chances and endorsement opportunities, and you give all that away because you wanted to get high.
But see, it's not that simple. You painted that simple. It's not that simple.
It is that simple.
I'm not going to let you paint it that simple because
it
is because her biological mother died, man. Come on, what happened to the mental health aspect of this? What happened to the mental? Y'all making it seem like somebody can.
Craig, let me ask you this.
Y'all just walking right past that. Like
grandmother
like the mental,
you know what I find. You know what I find
she's gone through for not having her mother there.
But you know
what I find out that the mother dies. But go right here.
You know what I find interesting about this? The Craig Blacks of the world are defending her more vigorously than she's defending herself. She's unapologetic about it. She's not saying I messed up, I want to run. No, she's like, look, I did it. My biological mama died, I did it. All right, I'm gonna move on. If she can move on from it, you'll move on from it. If the Olympic Committee said, Craig Black, you're running the Olympics, don't wear red shoes. You can't come out that motherfucker with some red shoes and expect to run.
Y'all have no sympathy. Y'all not sympathetic at all, man. That's terrible. This is a mental health issue, and y'all just running right past that. It is, man.
It's not, dude.
It's a mental health issue. Y'all just running right past that. Y'all not even considering that. Y'all just
she didn't start smoking that. She didn't start smoking when she found out her mother had passed away.
Oh yeah, of course.
That was in her system.
She's been hitting that ooh wee for a while.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So it's like this. And Craig, I hope that you don't got to go through this. Hopefully you've had the conversations with CJ, but you don't got to go through this generation with like this mindset of this generation. The mindset of this generation
is just weed.
There's nothing wrong with weed.
Oh yeah, we are.
And regardless of what's going on, I'm going to smoke it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it blindly give an excuse because, and the Keith always gives a good example. Keith, give that example where if that ain't my work, go ahead and get the, like Keith kind of gives it like he breaks it.
Let me like in any of our walk of life, in our job, weed could be legal in all 50 states. If I'm a government worker and I know that I'm getting tested for weed, I can smoke weed in Colorado. It's legal in Colorado. But as soon as I come back to work on Monday and I got to take that piss test and they find some weed in my system, even though I smoked it in Colorado where it was legal, guess what Keith gonna be doing for a job on Tuesday? I'm not gonna have the one that I got. I'm gonna get fired.
I hear you. I understand all that.
If it's not legal in any form, if it's not legal in any form,
I'm not disputing
added all that shit. What's gonna happen to me on Tuesday? I'm not disputing
anything you're saying. I'm not disputing that. I'm going to the fact that y'all just blatantly running right past the mental health aspect of what the girl went through. It's no sympathy there. Y'all like it's the rule, so we're done. So she can't run. Y'all like forget it. All right, she broke the rule. She can't run, and she may be like that right now. and if she's that way, that's okay. But we know, just like you said, the young mentality of these young people, these millennials, that weed is legal everywhere, and they can do it and get away with it. That's the mentality that they're going with. But I think she was using that weed to cope with the loss of her biological mother.
How you know?
This is not an American rule. This is not an American rule. This is a global rule. The Olympics is the World Games.
No, but
this ain't the United States.
She got suspended by the U.S. team,
who adheres to the global Olympic Games and stuff. They fall under that umbrella.
If you look at it though, and I understand that rule is there, but weed is not a PED. It's not a performance enhancement drug.
But it's
so,
on the list of
what so why not? Knowing what happened with this girl, I just can't. That's crazy.
It's still a banned substance. And they said that it was in her system prior to her finding out about her mother passing. It's not she did it when she found out. It was already in her system before that happened.
So I guess if we moving on to the FIU candidate of the week, I can't make it the USA track team officials for putting
for doing their job.
Witnessing out the Olympics and not having it. We can't say that they're the FIU candidates of the week, huh? You can't go there.
No.
We ain't got a candidate though.
I got one, and I got several examples today.
Go right ahead with yours.
I don't know if any of y'all been riding around and y'all see traffic going extra slow, and it's you trying to figure out what's going on. It's no accident. It's nothing but just somebody going slow. And then you get up beside them in the car and you figure out, and you look over and you try to see who was holding up traffic, and it's somebody with a damn mask on in the car by themselves. And I'm like, yeah, you can't follow the damn traffic rules because your ass can't breathe right now, sitting in the car with a mask on by yourself. I done seen that 17 times today.
So how does the mask make you drive slower though? I'm not understanding.
I don't know if they can't breathe, if they can't concentrate. I don't know what the hell is going on, but I done seen 17 people today fuck up traffic with the mask on. And when I pull up beside them to see why the traffic is like it is, that's who's driving. Somebody sitting in there like this.
So all them people that's driving next to Keith.
Yes. Or in front of me holding up traffic going 20 miles an hour in a 45 mile an hour.
This only happens when Keith was out on the road, I guess. I don't know.
It might have been you. It might have been you.
Should I still do wear my mask?
That's what I said. It might have been you.
Hey, it's a good transition real quick. What do y'all think about, how do y'all feel about the world reopening? Everything is opening back up, man. You know, people being vaccinated, people not being vaccinated. What do y'all feel about this world opening back up with these large events kicking off, these concerts, these sporting events? Are y'all with it? Y'all going to attend stuff? Y'all gonna be back out in the public? What's going on?
You think you use your best judgment, man. You like follow your gut, whatever you feeling. I still, right now when I go in stores, I still got my mask on. But I have coached in some tournaments where, once I'm sitting on the bench around the kids and our team that I've been around the whole time, I don't have a mask on.
I'm sorry, I was gonna go to Glenn. How does it look at the baseball events, Glenn? Are they masked up out there at the baseball events?
Really?
No, they outside.
Really not.
They outside. It's wide open outside.
We got 6 feet distance size at my inner shell. But like how you say those, I sometimes don't even wear going to the store sometimes, but then other times like, no, let me grab my mask. I'm not consistent like I probably should be, but I've been vaccinated too, so it's,
all right. I guess it is what it is. All right. So man, basically that's it, y'all, for the show for today. Before we go on, let me shout out to that dude, Craig the Critic. Yes, let's shout him out real quick. He has something for y'all to check out on Prime Video. It's the Tomorrow War. The Tomorrow War on Prime Video.
I don't know when this became a part of the.
It's one of the best things out there, right?
Did y'all vote on this?
Craig the Critic.
Did y'all vote on this for being a part of being a segment of?
That's exactly why I did not put it into the production meeting, because I knew this hatred was going to come. So the Tomorrow War on Prime, y'all make sure y'all check that out.
Yeah, that's good. Good job. Good job. Hey, if we want to talk about a black business, let's talk about Wendell Seafood, man. My man Anthony White had the crab melt and the good soup over in Como Manor yesterday, man. It was good to see Slim back in the area. Came back from ATL, man. Came home with the good soup and the crab melts yesterday, man. It was good to see you.
I don't know which one to say. I can't say that. I don't see myself. I don't know if I'm here or not. I don't know what's going on. Shout out to Anthony White. I went past there as well. Also on Netflix, Craig the Critic. Make sure y'all check out Fear Street parts 1 and 2. All right. Also, Black businesses. Shout out to PJ's Coffee. Shout out to Ezra Technologies that specialize in
IT services, facility managers, technology management.
I don't think that's what it was.
It's something like that.
But Craig, I really like this new Craig Black, man. Your complexion looks good, man.
Also, make sure y'all check out It's Coming, Community Cuts for Kids, 20 years in St. Louis. Hey, we'll be there August 15th in St. Louis, Missouri, and in East St. Louis. Everything is about appointment only. Make sure you go to the CraigShillsFoundation.org, Community Cuts for Kids, 20th annual in St. Louis, Missouri, August 15th. And then August 29th, we'll be in DC. Also, by appointment only. Make sure you go to the CraigShillsFoundation.org to register for your appointment. And you'll see all the rules, all the regulations, all that stuff. We'll have book bags, we'll have PPEs, and we'll have all that stuff for you. So that's the deal. Community Cuts for Kids. And that's the show, y'all. Appreciate y'all checking us out. Once again, we'll be back next week. Got to shout out our guest that we're going to have on next week. My man, Derek Matthews, is going to come through and drop some knowledge about inmates returning. And he has a great program going on in Anne Arundel County with the police department. So shout out to Derek Matthews. All right. Another black man with a black-owned business helping out black men. All right. That's what we do. All right. So there you have it. Some WildCatz podcast. And I guess you got the real Craig Black version here because Anthony took me out. But shout out to Craig the Critic one more time, y'all. We out.
That shit ain't catching on.
Yeah, that's boo. Boo, Craig the Critic, boo.
That's for you, Malik.
2 stars.
Yeah, no, 2 snaps in a circle. That's when every time he say that, that's what the Malik need to play. 2 snaps in a circle.
If I put that little hat on your head, you look just like that dude.
No good. No good. You gotta cut your own video back on, man.
It won't. He gotta make me the host or some shit. This shit ain't cutting back on. Host.
Oh, he made me the host.
Host, stop that shit.
Yeah, he made me the host.
All right, so we got done. Y'all can catch the second half of the game, man.
Great.
Is it a halftime yet?
Yeah, go ahead and count. Stop the YouTube.
No, I'm in the second quarter.
Are we on live on YouTube? You made me the host?
I'm gonna stop recording.
So how do I go to YouTube? I don't have anything to go to YouTube. Ain't nothing down here.
Oh, you gotta do the drop down. Hold on.
It says live.
Stop live stream.
Yeah.
Hey, Craig, you the host, Craig.
Nah, it look like it's still me, man.
I'm not the host.
Let me see how I do that.
Go to more. Click on more. You'll see YouTube come up.
It says Anthony Cowan is the host now.
Anthony is the host now.
Just got pop up.